I don't know what I was thinking about. Kind of something backed me into a corner and made me think about something, and it was like I started thinking about how people, how different people are that have grown up. I've made a video on this maybe someplace else, but how people that's grown up around animals are different than people that never had pets or never been around farm animals, got all their info from books. But if you think about it, there's people that have pets, treat them as lap dogs, have pets, train them. The dogs, they'll do everything. The dog will do everything they're told. I mean, real smart dogs. But the people still think of them as a less than human. But basically humans are subspecies of animals. I mean, to be honest, we're not their uh, offspring. That we are their offspring. We're not. I mean, they're not our offspring. We're their. Basically. So the way different people react to basically everything in life, how they make decisions, how they treat other people, you can almost tell if they have a pet. Now, this doesn't go along with the joke of a guy. You can tell if he's whatever by asking him if he has a doghouse, and then philosophize or whatever it is to find out if he's gay. No, that's not this. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how they treat other people and how they actually come up. It's how they react to stuff in life, basically. Because somebody that reads a book gets all their stuff on book. There's a lot of people on the internet you could tell that's never had a pet growing up, or maybe never bonded with a pet, and was all about, maybe all their friends were book smart, and so all they got their info, everything was book. It was book was gospel, you know. Everything read out of a book was true and fact and everything else. Well, animals, being raised around them, if you bond with them in a way, and not in a lapdog way, there's different ways. Even though people have pets, they bond with them differently. But if you bond with them as if they are, an intelligent being, which they are, and instead of trying to teach them human, I've taught my dogs to keep from jumping up on people, and that was about all I just wanted them to be free, and that's how everything I have is. In fact, I had a feral cat, I've had a wild cottontail, and this rabbit that I have now, and they were the feral cat took to a litter box, the cottontail took to a litter box, and this rabbit uses a litter box. And I've never taught them anything. I just put stuff in it, and they jump in, poop, and pee in the litter box. And I mean, that's a cottontail. It's a freaking wild rabbit. I caught it. It got hit by a car, and so I raised it, bottle, and it was anyway. What I'm saying is, people that uh, bond differently with animals, you could tell how they are. You could basically see them in nature, or see them in society, and how they react with other people in society, and how they allow certain stuff to get by. They'll be more passive, because animals teach you a lot. If you bond with an animal, they'll teach you a lot. I mean, if you realize what they're doing, why they're doing, instead of just going off a book's explanation, you allow them to tell you why they're. You have to realize. But anyway, it's. I'm not going to get into how or why, or because somebody will come along and say, well, that's not true because we've done a study on it. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Hell of studies. You're putting them in an environment where you're trying to train them. And the whole thought is to train, and so they move into your. That's another thing. People say, well, why don't animals do what I want? Well, why should they? If they're like your elders, Why should they do? It's like a children going up to their grandparents and saying, "Hey, let me train you to do tricks for me." You know. Now I'm sure there's grandparents that a grandfather will do a trick and then he rapes his grandchildren. So anyway, I'm sure there's people like that, but that's basically what I see animals as. If they don't want to do something, it's more or less. But if they do, it's because for whatever. I'm not going to get into why some do or why you can't. But you give them food and they're going to do anything for food. But I'm just saying, people there and the range of people that are different. The way they're people are raised livestock, people are raised lap dogs, people are raised trained like bird dogs, people that raise animals just to have them around, or maybe some just to have them, and for rescue and this and everything else. But there's a whole bunch of ranges, but you can see the attitudes in people that are different, that have had animals growing up. They might even change after if they've had an animal and they've grown up, but it's all about how you bond with them and stuff, I think. But I just noticed, kind of being backed into a corner on some stuff. It's like, wow, this is, you can tell these people are just, their book and they don't have any other answer but what they've read, and it's like, well, I've grown up reading books and the books has never let me down, and I'm super fast talker because everything I've read has always been right, and even when it's wrong, blah blah blah. It's just, you can tell that they're too quick in society. That they might think quick on their feet, but it's, is that instinct? And that's another thing. People learn instincts from animals, and they try to they'll do repetitions because they get into how do animals react so quick, and they think, well, they have to practice and practice and practice, and so they practice, and it becomes an instinct to them. So I'm just saying, has anybody noticed all the differences?